Today, we're talking proposals. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Christine from Portable Entrepreneur, and today I want to share with you 9 ways to help you improve your proposals because I want you to be able to close more deals and hopefully start putting these proposals together with a whole lot less stress. So let's go ahead and jump right into these 9 tips. And I'll also be sharing with you towards the end where you can find even more tips to help you improve your proposals and all the stats and everything behind this. So the first tip actually doesn't have anything to do with you sitting down and putting your proposal together. It is that I want you to remember that so much of closing the deal has nothing to do with your proposal, and it has a whole lot to do with your actual client interaction. Clients are going to work with people that they like, that they get to know, they trust. So do put a lot of your effort up front in getting to know the person a little bit, really putting in that effort to understand where they're at now and where they want to go, and just starting to build that relationship up. Even if you don't have the best proposal out there, but you've really worked on that client interaction, you are still so much more likely to close that deal. In the same way, the other way around, if the client really doesn't have a great interaction with you, but you have the best, well put together proposal, you're still not going to get the job. So make sure to focus in on the client interaction. Now, the second tip is to focus on the desired outcome. That means when a client comes to you and you're asking questions like, what is making you reach out and ask for help now, at this time? And the client responds, they're going to be letting you know what the problem is in their business. So you want to make sure that you are highlighting in your proposal what the problem is, where they're at right now, and then what the outcome is going to be. What is it that they really want to work towards? So they're not coming to you because they want a certain number of backlinks or a certain number of pages on a website redesign. They are coming to you because they believe those smaller tasks are going to help get them to a specific outcome. So that is the outcome that you need to speak most to in your proposal. Now, just as I was saying, if a client is asked the question, well, what is bringing you to me today? What is causing you to reach out for help now? Start writing that down. So if you actually have a client on the phone and you ask these questions, write down their words. That is so powerful because now you can take the words that they gave you and incorporate that into your proposal. So if you're struggling with, well, what do I say in my proposal? What do I include? You include their words. And you talk about that problem and you talk about the outcome that they want and what you're going to be working towards. So make sure to use their words because when they review the proposal, they're like, oh, this guy or this lady, they get me. They understand what I'm trying to work towards and they understand where I'm coming from because you've used their words and you did hear them. Now, the fourth thing you want to include in your proposal is how you are going to measure success. So again, we don't want to look at necessarily a certain number of pages that we want to include. We want to speak to that outcome. Now, of course, we cannot guarantee a very specific result, even if we've given that result to another client or been able to achieve it for them. But we can talk about how we're going to measure success. So this can be, well, we're going to look at the number of leads that are coming into the website, or we're going to be looking at how many of those leads we're able to convert. And so we want to focus on what you have control of. You can't close deals for them unless you are working with an e-commerce store, for example. But if they are required to talk to one of their customers to close a deal, you don't have the control of that. So that is something we can look at and measure, but we want to focus on what you can do. And that would be driving the leads, driving sales, driving appointment bookings, depending on the type of business that you are working with. Now, when it comes to the pricing section, the fifth tip is that you want to avoid using terms like price or cost. I mean, this would be like having an expense section in your proposal. Nobody wants to hear about that. What they do want to hear about is an investment. And so that's a really good word to use because, well, this is an investment. When a business is investing in digital marketing, it is because they believe it is going to help their business grow. So this is the same as if you were deciding to invest in real estate or you're investing in stocks or some other sort of investment, for example. The reason you're doing this is because you believe by putting some money in that you are going to end up in a better place and have even more money afterwards. And so that's really how we want to look at this is with digital marketing. This is an investment that is hopefully going to help produce more money on the other side. Now, while we can stress about a lot of the different pieces that go into an actual proposal, it has been found that 65% of a client's time is spent in that intro or summary section at the very beginning and on the pricing page. And that other 35% or so goes to the entire rest of the proposal. So that is really where you should be spending most of your time, at the very beginning and then in the pricing section. And these are two really good places to make sure that, again, you are talking about outcomes. That what's the problem and where are we trying to go? Now, the 7th tip is to send your proposals within 24 hours. This is the same rule for me as when I have a prospective client come in. I want to respond to them the same day. I want to get back to them as quickly as possible. That right there shows that you care and helps increase the number of leads that you actually close, just because of how you communicate and you respond to them in a timely fashion. The same thing as when a prospect is agreeing to receive a proposal, they want that proposal. And so the more that you can work to make sure that proposal is ready for them within 24 hours is going to increase the likelihood that you're going to close that deal. If you do wait a few days, you can still close the deal, of course, but it might take even longer for a client to sign. Now, the 8th tip is to use a tool like Better Proposals that allows you to create a template for your proposal. So when you have a new client, you already have the proposal set up, the template is ready to go. You simply replicate it for the new prospect, you pop in their details, and you're ready to go. This helps you do it very quickly so you can stick to that within 24-hour delivery period as much as possible. Now, the reason that I highly recommend a tool like Better Proposals is not only so that you can have this template set up, which you definitely should, but you're also able to ask the client to sign the proposal right there and pay for it. Okay, so you can deliver it. You already have that template ready to go. The client can then sign and pay for it, and your deal is closed. So you don't want to send over this PDF and then they have to figure out how to sign it. Then they have to go somewhere else to pay. The easier you can make it on a prospect to actually do what they need to do in order to hire you, you are much more likely to get hired and get hired faster. So that is definitely something that I would consider. So that is something I would absolutely consider. And I know when it comes to tools and spending money on tools, a lot of people don't like to do it. My rule of thumb about that is if you have a tool that can help you generate more revenue in your business, you should be using that tool, because by spending the money, you're getting a lot more money back in return. This is one of those tools. Now, the last tip number 9, is to always, if at all possible, present the proposal live. And what I really like to do is I like to set up a call, preferably a video call, where I can do a video screen share or a desktop share so that I can pull up the proposal and I can show it to the client, and that is going to be the first time they see it. I do not send it to them ahead of time. I do not give them an hour to look at it. I don't even send it over 15 minutes ahead of time. I prefer to just set a call so that way we can get together, we can review the proposal together, and I'm going to walk them through it. If you do send the proposal over to them, even as you guys both sit down together, let's say you don't want to do the video call and you just want to get on the phone, you can send it to them, but know that while you're going through the different sections, they're going to be going over to that intro, summary section, and then the pricing page like I talked about. So it's very important that you're able to guide them through the proposal. This is allowing you to remind them, hey, you came to me because remember, you have this problem over here and you really want to be over here. And this work that we've outlined here is going to take you from point A over here to point B where you really want to be. So remember how important that is. Now, this investment here, this is what's going to help us be able to do that work for you. And you're able to go through section by section, confirming with them, does that make sense? Do you have any questions? And talking that out with them, so that way, at the end of the proposal, you already know what they're thinking. You know where they're at, and you can ask for them to go ahead and sign and make that payment so you can get them scheduled and start that project. So those are the 9 ways that you can start improving your proposals to help you close more deals and also just start getting out those proposals faster and with a whole lot less stress. Now, every year Better Proposals puts out a report because they have millions of proposals that are going out through their software every single year. So they're able to share specific statistics, noting down the specific elements within a proposal that helped close these deals. And so this is something that changes a little bit year from year, but I highly recommend that you take a look at it because this goes into even some more tips and even the stats and everything behind this. So it'll help give you a better idea of how to put your proposals together. I'll leave a link below in the description so you can grab that and take a look if you'd like to. But I hope that you got at least a few tips here to help you improve your proposals. If you know anyone who would benefit from knowing this and putting these types of proposals together, please do share. Otherwise, do make sure that you are subscribed so I can send you the next upcoming videos that I have for you. And I will see you then. Take care.